Hi there, I'm Tanya. Welcome to Karma's a Stitch. If this is your first video that you're watching with us, this will be cast on number 3 of a little series that I'm doing. So my plan was not to cast on every single day. I was planning on casting on a project, spending a few days on it, and then casting on another one. So I cast on the 24th. I cast on number 2 yesterday, the 26th, and today is the 27th. And if you've been around for a little while, you'll know that on Wednesdays, I go and volunteer at my local yarn shop. And today, Erica, the owner of the shop, was wearing this wrap. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is that wrap? And it was funny because she's like, oh, well, this has been on display. It's been a sample in the shop for a really long time. And she decided she was going to wear it. And all of a sudden, I'm noticing it. I think I need to have that shawl. So it is by Amba O'Brien. It's called the Kalara. Here's pictures of it. It takes 2 skeins of yarn. It says, go subtle or go bold with this fun shawl. Opt for gentle stripes for a neutral shawl, perfect for any occasion. Then knit another in your favorite brights, neons, gradient, or speckled hues, teamed with a strong solid for a show-stopping accessory. Kalara features a slightly asymmetric, shallow triangle shape with long tapered ends, sitting comfortably on the shoulders without too much bulk. It's adaptable enough to be worn as a wrap, shawl, or scarf. And you can see here, I mean, it's worn a few different ways. And when Erica had it on today, she had these long ends just knotted down here at the bottom. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's just so cute. So, it does require a US 5, which I'll be pulling out of my bag. I have a bag full of needles. I'll grab that. It is done in fingering weight yarn. I'm going to show you, you need a main color and a contrasting color. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to be using. I had a few options, and this is what I settled on. So this is Linares, 50% superwash fine merino, 50% silk. It is called Sugar Plum. It's a very soft color. And then I'm going to put it with this Teal Torch Knits from Portland. It says hand wash cold. I have used her yarns before. I am going to soak this before I use it, just because my experience with the blue, it really wore on my hands and I ended up with dye on my hands. But this is 75-25. I'll be putting it with it's called Infatuation. Yeah, so it'll be this one. So I'll have these two held together. And it's basically stripes. So I'm really excited about this one. I think it'll look great. I'm gonna have it held in this project bag, which is one of the very first ones I ever got. Yeah, so it'll be in this bag. I'm so excited. I will have a little progress clip inserted right after this. It'll be a few days before I show progress, but you will see it in just a few seconds. All right, you guys, hope you're enjoying all of your projects. Okay, bye. Okay, so this will be the test. When I was using the Teal Torch yarns the last time, sorry that it's like I'm looking down at you. When I used the Teal Torch yarns last time, when I was winding it, I had a blue, because as I'm winding, I hold the yarn, make sure the tension stays the same as I'm winding. And I noticed I had blue on my hand. I decided I'm not going to rinse because I want to cast on right now. So I am going to wind this, and if I end up with a purple line on my finger, I'll know it's probably best if I hold off, rinse this, let it hang dry, and just cast on tomorrow. So I'm gonna wind it. Let's hope for no purple line. It's pretty dark. We'll see. All right, I've got both balls wound. I've got no purple line on my hand, which is fantastic. When I used it before, it must have just been a fluke, or blues and reds tend to bleed a little bit more. Got my pattern. I got my needle. Now this is a 40-inch cable, but the first two US 5s in my knitting bag that I came to, both of them were US 5 40-inch cables. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go with it because I want to cast on. It is about 10 o'clock on Wednesday night, December 27th. So I'm gonna start right now. So as you guys know, this was the Kalara, and this was supposed to be a really simple shawl. It's stripes and I don't have to break my yarn, and there's no ends, and I had my US 5s, but the only US 5s I have are on 40-inch cables. So I was struggling with this massive cable. I have it right here. That's just a lot of cable when you start off with 5-stitch cast on and you're gradually increasing. So I ended up thinking, oh, I'll just push through it. It'll be okay. It's no big deal. It's not going to be this short forever. And then, and I think I cast this on the 28th. I'd have to look at my book, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the 28th that I cast this on. Today is the 30th. And as I started to do the increases, and there's two sections of increase, two types. So you have this set of increases, And then once you complete that so many times, then you move into the second set of increases, which just changes slightly, and you do that for so many times. And as I was getting to the end of my first section of increases, my stitch count was off. And I was like, oh, I could probably figure out how to fudge it a little bit. And I couldn't figure out how to get it right because you're increasing at different increments on two separate sides. So I ended up taking it all out. And I was like, if I'm taking it all out, I do not want to mess with that cord. So then I ended up having to go to the yarn shop and get some new needles. So what I ended up getting, these are borrowed. These are borrowed needles. They are US 5. I want to say they're ChowGoo, but they're wood. Yep, they're the ChowGoo straights. And that tip is so phenomenal. I love a nice sharp point lace tip. I have so enjoyed working with these needles, and I may have to look into getting a set of these because this has been amazing to work with. But these are borrowed. And if you've watched this channel much, you'll know that I have several whips. I have a lot. And when I'm done with these 12 cast-ons, we'll have a short podcast on, or a short little episode of how I will plan on working through these. I'm really excited about it, but I don't know how long this project is going to sit on my shelf. And I don't want to do that with some borrowed needles. So I ended up getting some Haya bamboo circular knitting needles, a 24-inch cable. I'm not usually super excited about the long needle and a shorter cable. So I haven't tried these on this project yet. So I am going to try these. I'm going to do a couple more rows of this today before I put it in the bag and start my next cast on. But I wanted to get on here and show you guys my progress. So you guys will have just watched all the information on this, so I'm not going to go through the yarns again because that would just be irritating for you guys. So here is my progress. So I have finished the first section of increases. I've now moved on to the second set of increases, the second section. And my stitch count is on. I'm feeling a lot better about it. I have so enjoyed working with these straight needles. I really, really have. So yeah, there's my progress. Not as much as I would have liked, but I did, because I was almost to this point. I was like right about here when I had to tear it all out and restart so that I could get the stitch count and then make a stop at the yarn shop. So anyway, so there you have it. There is my progress on the Kalara shawl. What is she calling this? Is she calling this a shawl or a wrap? Let's see. She's just calling it the Kalara by Amba O'Brien. So there you go, guys. There's my progress. And I'm going to do 1 or 2 more rows on this to see how I like these Haya circulars. And then I will be starting my next cast on. All right, hope everybody's doing good. Okay, a quick little add-on. I have gotten it onto the Hayas, and the cord is just long enough that I'll have plenty of room to grow, but not so long that it's coiling up on itself. The tips are just as amazingly sharp. So I think these Hayas are going to be fantastic to work with. So, all right, you guys, that's it. I'm going to go get ready to do my next cast on.